All right, guys, so today, man, we're gonna cover one of my favorite exercises. We're gonna cover the dip, just a standard body weight dip, man, just a body weight exercise. One of my favorites. I actually made a post on my Instagram about this, saying that if you're not doing dips, then you are not accomplishing your full potential for upper body development. You are leaving upper body development and just muscle building potential on the table if you're not hitting deep, full range of motion dips. A lot of times dips can cause issues for people, you know, some shoulder pain, maybe discomfort in the front of their shoulders. And that's what we're gonna break down in this video. We're gonna break down the proper way to do a dip. If you are one of those people that experience pain or discomfort during a dip, how can we go from being there to being able to hit these full range of motion dips to be able to accomplish and fulfill that upper body development potential. So we're gonna go over some techniques, we're gonna go over some regressions and some programming techniques you can do to start to get from point A to point B. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so the first and most common mistake I see with dips is right off the bat in the initial setup. So a lot of times when people go to do a dip, you know, they'll get set up, they're here, and this is where they kind of run into trouble. So their shoulders are packed, they're almost in like the shrug position, right? So when they set up and they get up and they have all their body weight in their arms, their shoulders hike up and their shoulders get jacked up so they're up by their ears here. This is an issue, man, because as we start to descend down into the dip, there's a lot of shit going on here now, right? So we're going down, all this shit gets crammed up, and then that's what can lead a lot of times to a little bit of discomfort and stuff in the shoulder. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that we're packing those shoulders down. We want to keep our shoulders down away from our ears, all right? That is going to keep the shoulder in a much more advantageous and safe position for when we're descending into that dip, that this is gonna lay a lot flatter and just be a lot more efficient and a lot safer and friendly for our shoulders. So, right off the bat, give that a try. If you're able to, be conscious of this and pack those shoulders down. Now, if you're able to hold that and maintain that position while you do a dip, that's what we want. If you can't, if you find yourself, if you start to lose that as soon as you start to lower yourself in there, then you're just not strong enough to do it yet. And that's one of your programming things that you're gonna start with. A dip support. So literally, all you're doing is you're in this position and you're just doing a hold. So you're packing those shoulders down and you hold it. You can hold this for sets of 30 to 60 seconds. Usually 30 seconds is good. Once 30 seconds starts to get easier, you can maybe add a little bit of weight, or you can do some reps too. You can do reps, let yourself down, pack it. Let yourself down, pack it. So you can do reps into holds, you can do holds, but getting that stronger, get comfortable with that shoulder pack position. That's step one. And like I said, a lot of times, if you're just cognizant of that, people don't know, and they're strong enough already, but they just don't know that position. So you pack those shoulders, start doing your dips, they automatically might start feeling a lot better. So now, we got the shoulder pack position. We're cognizant of that, we're doing holds. What's next? We're gonna use a band, man. So now we're gonna start to regress the dip. Some gyms have an assisted dip machine where your feet or your knees kind of go on a pad, and there's adjustable weight that you can gauge how much help you're getting. If you don't have that, you can use a band. I like the band anyways, because the band's variable resistance. Because typically, the area that gives people the most trouble in a dip is the bottom position. And a band will give you the most help in the bottom position. So, I like to start with isometrics, okay? First, when it comes to strengthening certain positions, I think isometrics is a hidden gem, man. So that's what we're gonna do. We started with isometric holds in the dip supports, tackling the top. Now we can start to get closer to the bottom, right? So we're gonna use this guy. You got your band, you're gonna set it up, you put it right across the dip bar. I'll show you kind of, just got this band looped here. Put my hands on dip bar like normal, here. And now your knees are gonna go in the band. Now obviously the thicker the band you use, the more help you're gonna get. But you can see as I go into the bottom, the band stretches more, so it takes more of my weight. So it's easiest in the bottom for me, which is the hardest part of the dip. But now, the next part in this progression, like I said, we're gonna do isometric holds. So, we've already tackled the very top lockout position. Now we got the band. Now, maintaining that shoulder pack position, we're gonna come down about halfway. And I want you to hold this position, maintaining that shoulder position. That packed, tight, good shoulder position. So we're packed down, and as we go down, we're not losing that. Those shoulders aren't hiking up, okay? The shoulders are staying down and packed as we start to descend into the dip. So, breaking it down into phases. We got the top, getting holds here, halfway, so when that arm's about 45 degrees, we're getting holds there. Then we're gonna work our way to 90 degrees, where we're almost at the bottom of the dip. The reason I like doing isometrics, because isometrics will carry over 15 degrees above and below the position you're holding. So even though I'm holding here, I'm gonna get stronger here, and I'm gonna get stronger here. And then when I get to 90, I'm doing holds here, I'm gonna get stronger here, I'm gonna get stronger here, and I'm gonna get stronger a little bit deeper than that too. So you're covering a lot of ground with the least amount of work, all right? And with just a hold, when nothing's moving, you can be very cognizant on your position. You know, when you're actually doing a full rep, there's things moving, it can be harder to keep track of, but with a hold, you can maintain and just focus on the positions of your joints and what everything's doing. So, we got the band. We got our holds at the top. We're gonna do our holds with the arm at 45 degrees. Then, once those get easier, you can progress to holds at 90 degrees. Once you get good at those and proficient at those, you can get holds at the very bottom. Once you're getting good at those and you can maintain all of those holds, you can get 20 to 30 second holds at each of those positions. Now we can actually start doing repetitions. All with the band, doing full reps with the band. Okay? And then you can get rid of the band, do your holds without the band, and then eventually you're doing full repetition dips. So it goes without saying that while you're working this progression, you're doing these holds, you're doing these different positions, you have to make sure that you're doing these pain-free, all right? So if you are, getting down into here and it hurts, you're probably not strong enough to get there yet. Check your shoulders. Make sure you don't have mobility restrictions that are preventing you from being able to have that nice packed shoulder position. All right, you might have to do some soft tissue work on your pecs, on your lats, to make sure your shoulders aren't hooking forward. So, working through all those progressions, pain-free. You got the top, you work your way from top to the bottom, band assisted to non-band assisted, and you can go from thicker bands to thinner bands. So you work the holds with the band into reps with the band, then you're doing holds without the band into reps without the band, and all your reps making sure they are slow, controlled, and following all of our rules. The shoulders stay packed, eyes stay forward, your back should be nice and flat. We don't want to be hunching over when we're doing a dip. So making sure that your feet and your legs kind of stay a little bit more out in front of you. Give you a full body picture here. So we're here. Your feet should stay slightly behind your body. So I have a nice extended spine position. My eyes stay forward. That's gonna help you keep that nice packed shoulder position. Full lockout at the top. So that's it, guys. That is the full dip progression. Give that a shot. Let me know if it helps. Dips are one of my favorite exercises. They're one of the most effective exercises. I say dips are the squat of the upper body. You know, the squat gets all the hype about build muscle and how good it is for the whole body. 100% true. The dip is the upper body equivalent. I'll take dips over bench press any day of the week, 100% of the time. I hope that helps, guys. Let me know. Let me know if it helps. Leave a comment. Let me know what else you want to see. If you have any questions on that. If you like this video, like it, share it, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you on the next one.